Hey everyone, welcome back. So, National Latinx Heritage Month is celebrated every year between September 15th through October 15th. Our next guest is hosting some of New York City's leading fashion events in honor of it, encouraging and empowering through diversity and inclusivity in fashion while providing real time business opportunities to local, emerging, and established designers to showcase their skills and abilities in an industry that isn't often so accessible. Here to discuss more, we welcome Bronx Fashion Week founder and CEO, Flora Montes. Hi, Flora.
Hey, Rhina, how are you? Thank you so much for having me. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
I'm so excited to see your face, and I'm so proud of you. On a personal note, I mean, we're all community builders, right? And so I remember when you first started Bronx Fashion Week to where it's at now. It's really impressive, and so I want to congratulate you on your consistency and your elevation because it's really phenomenal to see how you've been able to design it has its own personality. So let's talk about what the journey's been like thus far.
Um, it's been an amazing journey, and you're right. It does have its own flair and its own place in fashion. I think when I started, I had a certain mindset, and then as we've evolved, and with the pandemic and coming back, I learned so much and what fashion really is. And I have an amazing group of people behind me that help build this and elevate this. And they're all Bronxites, they're all from the community. And that's what makes, I believe it makes us special amongst the fashion greats. I really do.
Well, one of the things that I will say that stands out for the most is where you have these fashion shows and the diversity within the fashion styles as well as the models. So it's really a diversity and inclusivity in reality, right? Not because it's a trending statement that's floating around the media, right?
No, no, and you're absolutely right. It's about the diversity and inclusivity that we do provide that platform for. And we've been doing it for 10 years, but it wasn't until it became, like you said, trendy that people started noticing. But we've had models, Bronx models. I've had models as far as London, and I'm honored. It blows me away when I hear that. We have people that drive from Ohio for Bronx Fashion Week. And I really didn't realize the impact we made until this year, after the pandemic, that I really got to sit down and I was like, wow, we've made such a huge impact that I'm so grateful for. So
So
grateful.
let's really quickly share with our viewers just a little quick because we don't have that much time of the different styles that you've been able to showcase and how you were able to sustain during the pandemic and where you're at now because everything is back in person. So
Right. So during the pandemic, we all shut down. But prior to that, we were doing couture styles, avant-garde. We were working with local designers that really were starting from scratch and had no idea how to start a business or how to be on a runway. So we came from that to the pandemic, that we came to a complete halt. And I really was questioning and reflecting on what our future held. I did work on a COVID unit too, so it gave me some perspective of what was going on in the world. And so then to come back, through the support of my children and the models and people calling me during the pandemic, when are you guys coming back? It changed the way I thought of how we were going to come back. So now we're back, and it's about community, it's about culture, it's about sustainability, and it's about being responsible to the community that we're serving and that we live in and that I grew up and was raised in. And that's what makes it now more important than ever to keep building this legacy that I started 10 years ago.
I know it's amazing, right? When you say 10 years ago, brava, Flora.
Oh, I know it does. It does. You know, and fashion is more than fabric. You know, I think that's the saying that's always going to be with me. Fashion is more than fabric, and it's true that beyond every runway there's a stitch, and we are built on stories. You know, we're built on those dreams. When I see those kids on that runway and they come to a casting with torn t-shirts and worn sneakers, and they had the gumption to, you know, and the dream to get up and be there.
Yeah.
And I feel responsible for them. And I want to make their dreams come true. I really do. I really, really do.
And so on that note, let's talk about some of the partnerships. I mean, you've been working with some really reputable, not only organizations, you know, what would we consider Macy's? Macy's is what, a merchant? Not necessarily. That's not the proper language. But I'm saying, like, in your world, in the fashion world.
I mean, I do call them designers because they have designers that work with them within their stores. So I do call them designers, and some of them are small businesses or family-run businesses, like Larry Franco, Boulevard Menswear, that goes all around the world, finding different looks to bring back to the Bronx. You know, stores like you said, like Macy's, Victoria's Secrets, or, you know, other companies that are looking to, you know, rebrand and rechange, and because of the pandemic and what everyone else has gone through, some of the more important ones, you know, that I've had long-term relationships. We've done Macy's, we've done JCPenney, we've worked with Ashley Stewart, you know, the plus size community. We work with them too. And I'm definitely from, you know, curvy, and I have those curves. I don't even like the word plus size. I like the curvy, you know, women with curves, real women, right?
Yeah, well, I'm in the same boat, so I get it. Somos Latina, you know, that's the way we come.
the Latina thing, yes.
Carnisura, así se llama. But it's important that it's also represented through wardrobe, through models, through exactly what you're sending out as a message, through the diversity, right? In it being inviting, because that's really what it's about. It's kind of like, well, is everyone invited? And even the places you actually have these fashion shows. I mean, you create runways at the mall.
We've done the Mall of Bay Plaza, but we've also done the Bronx Museum. Like you said, we've done Andrew Friedman. We've done the High Bridge, that highway that connects to Manhattan. We've done, you know, Boricua College. We've been at Mercy College. We've been pretty much all over the Bronx, the Bronx County Courthouse. It's been amazing. It has been amazing.
That being said, in all these places that you mentioned, like, how do you decide where these fashion shows are going to happen? Like, is that something that's decided in advance, or do they kind of morph themselves into their locations?
They morph themselves into these locations, and people reach out to us because of the work that we've done. And then a lot of the places, I look for the history, the architectural structures, and the way the buildings look. And that's how basically we find things. And like, for example, morphing the library center that we're going to be in, you know, for the first time this year. We are the first independent brand going into a library in the Bronx. It'll be the first fashion show. And they reached out to us. And, you know, I love to read, right? It's the way the universe works. I love to read. I've always loved writing, as you well know, because we're in that same community. And to have the library reach out was like, okay, I get this. Yes, this is the next spot for us, definitely.
I love it. And we thank you for bringing it here to us on Open, sharing with our viewers, Flora Montes, who is innovating fashion, right? Because fashion isn't only fabric. Is that your slogan? What's the slogan?
Yeah, fashion is more fabric. Yep, definitely.
Once again, that is Flora Montes, Bronx Fashion Week founder and CEO, where her slogan and her means and her motivation is fashion is more than fabric. All right, once again, you guys, Bronx Fashion Week Food and Fun is set to take place September 10th, 3 p.m. at the Mole at Bay Plaza, located at 200 Baychester Avenue. And the evening of couture, celebrating National Latinx Heritage Bronx Fashion, is happening September 17th from 5 to 7 p.m. And that one is located at the Bronx Library Center, located at 310 East Kingsbridge Road. For more information, visit BronxFashionWeek.com. All right, everyone, stay tuned. Bobby C's Weekly Sports Roundup is coming up next.